Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's another beautiful day and we're live again. I'll be brief today. I won't stay long in the markets and I'll just explain my trade setup. If you have any pair you want me to look at commodity, just let me know. This month has been generally like we did some days ago. The trend is towards the upside. So for those who are just majorly swing traders, high time frame traders, they will just be picking the trend and be riding with it. So I'll just say this is the current level to work with. So I'll just mark it. So the last level was this, but this is the current level to work with. This is CAD JPY, the pair that I've been trading this for a long time. So this is the level that many people will have their orders around here. So their buy limit will be around here. And it's still a good place to take trades. So for people using higher time frame, I'll say this is the best place for buy. Okay, so a buy limit would surface. So let me just write buy limit. Um, And the another thing is that you want your stop loss to not be too tight. You want to accommodate your broker or your prop firm spread. You don't want it to be too big also. You should be going for, let me see, if you put your stop loss here, so this should be, so you are going to add all these weeks here. So let me remove the previous higher low. So you're going to add all these weeks here. All these weeks are part of the key level. I like using a single line. It just makes my work very simple. I don't like too much lines and double like indicators on it. It's just too much. So you want to accommodate the spread and you want to accommodate these weeks. So your stop loss should be at least should take into account this area. So this 26 buy limit should be good. So that's one option. So if price does not come back to this level, then we have a second option. If price doesn't come back to this level, what we'll be looking out for is simple. We want to see price to make a new higher low around here. So that's the other option. For now, what I'm seeing is that price is making a higher high. So if this is a higher high, then we'll be looking at price pulling back down to this place before it continues to go up. Or we want to see that price breaks above this higher high, makes a retest, and this place is validated. That means it doesn't do a fake out, it doesn't continue to go down, but it's validated, showing that the buyers are still active or the pressure of the buyers are still in the market, so that you can take your buys. So that's how I'll still be looking at CAD JPY. So it's just been about stacking your orders. Just take it from the first point was when it broke out of this range. Wow, this range was a very annoying period, but it is what it is. Not every day you make money. And that's the funny thing about trading. I remember when I was learning how to trade, most times I'll go to, I remember Wix don't lie, Raja Banks. And the first thing I'm looking for is just signals. Let me see if he can get something and I'll just execute with him, GJ, GJ. But later on, I started understanding the psychology of trading that every day is not a trading day or every day is not a winning day. You just need to understand that you show up. It's about consistency. Just show up, see your setup. When it comes, execute. If it doesn't come, you just leave for that day and come the next day. But you don't want to be forcing trades. You don't want to force an entry when you are not seeing anyone. And those kind of things show your level of discipline, your level of patience. It's really what makes the trader's mindset who the traders becomes later in future. Anyway, I'm just talking too much. Let me go to the lower time frame. So more likely I trade the 4 hours and the 15 minutes. So the 4 hours is generally for my direction, while the 15 minutes is for my entry and patterns. In the 15 minutes, since we said, I think it was on Tuesday, that the general trend is up, but you don't want to ignore the sentiment of the market. So this area here is showing the sentiment. So for 1 to 3, that's 4 times 3, 12 hours. The sentiment of the market is bearish, showing that the sellers are significantly active in this market. So you don't want to ignore that sentiment of the market. So it's not something you just rush to quickly start looking for buys, but you want to anticipate selling positions, and that's what I'm doing in the 15 minutes. As long as I see the 4 hours is strongly for sales, then in the 15 minutes is going to be a downtrend also. I'll be looking for sales. So this is the lower high, and price made another lower high here. This was a good trade. Let me see. This is, yeah, this 6 pips. It didn't reach up to 1 to 2. At least you want to go for 1 to 3, but you want to take partials at all these key levels, because price can pull back from any of those points. So if someone is taking this trade, this is a lower high to work with. Price has respected this place before in history, and you want to take note of that place. Then all these places are price making the lower low. So you want to also know that at these areas, you want to see that the market can pull back to continue going up, to change direction to up. That is the initial trend, the overall direction. Or price can continue going down, whichever one. But on the 15 minutes time frame, the most important place I'll be looking out for is here. This is the lower high. Okay, my network is bad. So this is lower high. As long as price doesn't break this place, that means on the 15 minutes time frame, we're looking for sales. Another option to take trades is when price breaks the lower low, then retest, you can now look for another selling position. Okay, so you want price to significantly break this area. You want a strong bearish candle to show that the pressure, the momentum of the sellers is still in the market. Okay, so that's what you want to do here. Now, if the third option, that is in the 15 minutes time frame, if price starts to make move for buying, it becomes a bullish market from the 15 minutes time frame. You want price to break the lower high clearly. You want to see price break the lower high, retest to continue going up. So that's the second option. You want price to break the lower high, retest to continue going up. So those are the three likely possibilities that I'm going to see in the market today. Generally, I won't be trading inside this range, so anything here wouldn't be tradable again. The first opportunity, which was in the morning, this was good. Then this one here was good, as long as I see those wicks showing me that the um, key level is still valid, I can take the trade. But now it's more of like a range, and if you know me, I don't really trade range at all until when I get better in my trading style. Who knows? But for now, I don't take range. So I'm not taking this. So I've said the first option. You want to look for sales as long as the lower high is not broken. Then you should be looking at taking partials around here, then you continue going down, or you wait, which is better. I would say that's the better thing to do. wait for price to break out of the range, retest to continue going down. There's a lot of range to go down. But if price is going to go to the original direction of uptrend, then you want to allow price break above this lower high, retest to continue going up. So that's what you want. So those are the two options that we have here. Okay. So let me see if we have any other person that wants me to look at a pair. Let me see. So I'll leave this two. So I use this two for myself. Then let me open a different chat. Okay. So let me change this. Okay, someone gold. Always gold, 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 gold. Okay, let's look at gold. Okay, so gold has been selling. Nice one though. Nice one, nice one. Nice one. I think we were here some days ago about gold. On the higher time frame, we said we'll be selling because it has made a new level around here. And I think let me see what GU, same thing with GU. Yeah, GU said the same thing that we'll be selling. I can't remember which day was that. Can't remember. But anyway, let's see what gold says before we go to GU. So gold has been pushing down. Wow, it's a massive push down. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, for now, let me expand this. I'll say there's nothing much for gold for today. That's what I'll say. Um, Especially on the higher time frame. Um, this is the lower high here. Then this is a push phase. So it's a push phase. So usually we say that the market moves in phases. So it will push exhaust. That's a small pullback to continue going or push exhaust. That's how the market works for a downtrend. So if we have a strong push like this, we see some exhaustion around here. Before we continue going down, we either want to see a little pullback to continue going down, or want to see price make um, a key level like a lower high, a new lower high to continue going down. So that's what we want to see. So for now, just say allow gold, just leave gold for now. Nothing much for today. On the 15 minutes time frame, I'll say it's ranging more. What I'm seeing is more of a range. Yeah, it's more of a range in the 15 minutes time frame. So those who trade support and resistance, I don't trade support and resistance. It's not bad, but it's just for you to just put your sell stop here and sorry, your sell limit rather, then your buy limit. And this is also good for buys already. But I don't like support and resistance, so let me not even bother. But this is most likely what someone will be doing. He wants to take his buy trade from here, then at this point he'll be taking partials um, and closing position, or he'll allow it to run to at least 1 to 3. That is the game plan here. But most people would rather go with sell limits because it's still a downtrend. The strength of the sellers are still more than the buyers. So continue to take sells here. Okay. So let me see GU. So GU and GJ similar. GU and GJ is similar. GU and GJ. Oh, it's a strong push. Okay, I'm coming. Let me just see the strength, sentiment of the market. I see pounds is very strong today. Okay, so you want to be looking at buying pounds today. Let me see. Pounds against dollar. Let me see the strength of dollar. Okay, dollar is weak. Yeah, dollar is weak. Dollar is weak. Yeah, dollar is weak. Okay, okay. Okay. So let me look at GU again. So I'll just go back to GU. GU and GJ move almost the same. Okay. So let me start with GU, then I move to GJ. So this key level here, this is a key level here. So for the 4 hours, I'm not seeing much to work with. Nothing much to work with on the 4 hours, but on the 15 minutes, let me see what's happening on the 15 minutes. So the sentiment is strongly bullish. This is the key level. This is the higher low. So the plan of action is either to um, wait for price to pull back to this place to continue going up, or you allow price to make a to break the higher high here because price is making a higher high around here. Let me see what 30 minutes. Okay, nothing much from 30 minutes. But price is making a higher high here. So you want price to break here, retest, continue going up. Or generally you just want to see a new higher low around here to continue going up. But on a higher time frame, I'm not seeing much to work with. I'm not seeing much to work with for GU. I'll just say the best trades were earlier in the morning. If you want to still use the momentum, you can use the momentum to continue going up. But as of the higher time frame, this is a key level for sales. So as long as price does not break this place, you have to wait for another 4 hours though. You want to see when this candle will close from my own time zone. It should close around um, 2 o'clock. So you want to see that the strength of these buyers are depleting out, then you can continue to look for sales. But for now, you can't do anything. You want to allow this candle close to know, okay, what decision you make. So just stay out of this market for now. So let me see GJ. GJ. Okay. So this is true lower high. Price has made a kind of a new lower high here and it has broken it, although you also need to account for these wicks. But just like GU, you need to wait for this candle to close. From the higher time frame perspective, you are using the 4 hours to trade. What you want to do, you want to see that this place clearly breaks, retest to continue going up. That's what you want to see. But if this candle ends up in a weak, that means like showing that the strength of the buyers is depleting, then you can look for sales. But I'll say that this G is really strong today, so you don't want to be selling against a strong pair. So you want to just allow it to make a higher low before you continue taking buys, or you wait for it to pull back a bit so that you can continue with the sell structure. So if you have a pair you want me to look out for, just let me know so I can just I'll point it out quickly. So I've explained this card JPY, so I'll just explain it again briefly. So the first thing I said, let me clear all this thing here, is that the overall structure of the market, the overall direction is a buy, is towards the upside buying. And this is the current higher low from the higher time frame perspective. This is the 4 hours. And you want price to either pull back, your buy limit should be here already. So let me put this price point, buy limit. So you want price to pull back to this area so that price can pick your trade to continue going up. The other option is you want price to okay, so price is making a higher high here. So you want price to make a new higher low around here or break this higher high, retest to continue going up. So that's the second option. You want price to make a new higher low here or break the higher high that is existing at the moment, retest to continue going up. So that's what you want to see from a higher time frame perspective. Then from a lower time frame perspective, what you want, let me clean this please. So what you want is, like I usually say, when you look at the lower time frame, you want to also get the sentiment of the market. So even though the overall direction is up, the sentiment is bearish. The sentiment is going down. So if the sentiment is bearish, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's for 12 hours. The sellers are highly dominant in the market. You want to see that if you're using the lower time frame, the 15 minutes, you want to see that the lower high, which is this place, is clearly broken before you think of buying. So you want to see price break this area, retest to continue going up. That's what you want to see before you think of buying. Okay. So as long as price does not break this place, it's not still valid for buys. So price needs to break this place for it to be valid for buys. So that is 110.679. So price needs to break here so that the buys can be valid. But if price does not break this place, then the sells are still valid. But like I was saying earlier, I won't be trading inside this range. For me, it doesn't make any sense anymore. If I've taken trade here in the morning and there was an opportunity here, I won't be taking when price has tapped here more than 3 times. So this is the third time though, but the point is that a range is about to form, so I won't be taking trades within this range. So what I'll do is to wait for price to clearly break out of here for me to take buys. If I still want to go with the lower time frame sentiment, I want price to break here clearly, retest to continue going with sells. So that's what I'll be thinking of. So I was saying earlier that before, when people want to learn, the first thing is the mindset. If the mindset for trading is wrong, then the whole point of this whole game will also be wrong. Because if you come into the market just to look for signals or just to look for a setup so that you can take with the other person, then you haven't learned how trading work. It's just like football. Like when you support a club like Man U, you always want Man U to win, but it doesn't mean that every day will be a winning day for Man U. Some days they will win, some days they will draw, some days they will lose. It is normal. But if you just go in with the approach that this guy knows how to trade, so I should get out something from him today, it doesn't work like that. Some days you might not see me get anything. I might just be waiting like how everybody is waiting and not get anything. Some days I can even take a loss. Some days I might not see anything tangible. So you need to come with the mindset of, okay, how can I learn from him and just know that I can do this on my own. I don't need to be following him all the time to trade. And one way to do that is to pick your own setup. Like, okay, this is the pair I want to look out for today. Be consistent with that pair. Ask for people's opinion. Okay, what do you think about this? You can share it with me. Okay, I'm looking at CAD JPY. I'm looking at Euro USD. I'm looking at USD cards. You now say, okay, what do you think? If my analysis and your analysis are in line, then you'll be like, okay, if it's not in line, you ask question, what makes it not, so that you can learn. If you just come and just sit back and just be watching and waiting for me to pick trades so that you can pick the trade, what happens if I stop doing this life or I just do something else that doesn't bring myself out in the open? So it just shows that you are highly dependent. You're not here to learn, you're just here to pick someone's signal and continue going. Anyway, so I won't be staying long today. I think the week has been good. So let's look at the fundamentals. So for the fundamentals, early in the morning there was Aussie dollar retail sales. Not important to me. I don't trade during this time. And you have Euro, German prelim CPI. So that's their inflation rates. So it will help to see if prices of goods are going up. Then you have Spanish flash CPI. That is for Spain, their inflation rate as well. So it's usually has a significant impact on all the markets, whether it's euro pairs, whether it's card pairs, JPY pairs, or dollar pairs. But on a higher time frame, like the 4 hours, the 1 day, the weekly or monthly, this news doesn't really affect the market that much. Then you have USD final GDP. Can't say if this news affects the market. Can't remember, but it doesn't really affect the market. Let me see. Where did I put that thing? Let me check. So let me check my trading plan. I have a trading plan that has to do with this news. I wrote some things down about this news. So I want to see if this news really affects the higher time frame. But what I just know is that if you're using the 15 minutes time frame, you want to stay out of the market just 15 minutes before the news and come back 30 minutes after the news. That's what you want to try and do. But if you're using a higher time frame, like the 1 day, it's not all the news that affects the market. Let's see. I don't think I wrote much about it. Can't find it. Okay, I can see it here. We have okay. So GDP advance is what is more volatile. Let me see. This is GDP final. So doesn't really have that much strength in the market. And we have GDP, which is volatile, but not as advanced. Then we have finance, which has medium. Okay. Okay. So this news is not that it, like it's not an issue. Then we have unemployment claims. Unemployment claims has a high impact on the market. Okay, let me see. This the expectation is 214. Last month was 201. So they're expecting the unemployment claims to be higher. Okay, so if it's
Does it
higher,
mean does it
it's,
hello?
is
Sorry,
going to
Mr.
be bad for the
Obina.
economy. If it's lower, it's good. You don't want people to be unemployed, definitely. But anyway, this is not why why I'm here. I'm not here to teach about this. If you want me to explain further, you can message me my email or any of the social medias. If by 3 p.m. you have pending home sales and Powell speaks by 9 p.m. So I'll say this from 12 to at least 5 p.m. is tradable. Most of this news don't really affect the market.
Sorry, Mr. Obina. Mr. Obina.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you now.
I'm sorry, I was asking you, does it mean that there are some news that affect the whole currency generally?
Yeah, NFP affects crypto indices, stock, commodities, and currency pair. NFP.
Okay.
And I think NFP is next week Friday. Yeah, so it's not this week. NFP is next week. October is always the first week of the month.
Okay. But those news like Euro and card. Okay, Euro on the forest factory. The news that has red signal for this afternoon. Are they willing to affect other trading currency?
And that's usually like the should be, news is highly manipulated. So you don't want to be believing because something is red, that's why it is red. But generally, red means that it has high volatility. But not all news that are in red are usually that volatile, and not all news that are in orange are medium impact. Some news can be orange and very low impact, might not even have an impact at all. So
Okay.
you just need to know the ones that are, even without looking at this high impact, they really have an impact on the market. And this is one of them. NFP has strong impact on the market. Then you also have what they call it, FOMC. That is the Federal Reserve when they release their interest rates. Usually it's on Wednesdays in the middle of the week or so.
Okay.
I can't. So you just need to know these things that over time I learned and just know. Okay, this one have high impact. This one doesn't have high impact, and I know which one works with my trading plan and which one doesn't work with my trading plan. Let me see. I'm coming. Let me see. Where did I put that thing? So okay, so NFP. I don't trade NFP. I don't trade ADP. I don't trade FOMC, that is Federal Reserve interest rates. I don't trade interest rate of European, that is Europe, Pound, Kiwi, Aussie card. I don't trade those interest rates. Okay, so these are the things that I just clearly know that I don't trade. And most times when you see me trading, I usually stay out of those days. I don't even bother because there's this temptation to trade when you come to the chart. So why just force that temptation on yourself where you can just close your laptop, do something else. The day you should be trading, you will come and you'll see something good. But if you just because you are interested in looking at the charts, you always see something even when you know you are not supposed to be trading. So most times when it's NFP day, like I don't even come to the chart. I'm not trading that day at all. Okay, so looks like today I won't be staying long in this market. So I've said what I'm looking out for. I want price to break out of this area. So it's more of like a range to me. Retest before I continue going up. But for someone who is more advanced, someone who uses a like there's a new higher low that is formed here. So this is an opportunity for someone to take trades. But for me, I would say as long as this place is not broken, it's, I won't be taking trades here. For me, I'll just stay out. But there is a higher low that I just formed here. So let me see if this is a higher low and someone puts his stop loss around here. So this is 1 to 1. It's not bad, but I won't be taking this one. I won't be taking that one. If it works like that, though, I've missed that trade. It is what it is. It is what it is. But for me, I'll just say that um, this. So me, I'll just say here that as long as long as you want to go for buys, you need to see a higher low. So if price is making a higher low, then clearly you can take buys. It's just the law of the trading system. As long as price makes a higher low, you can take buys. But for me, what my trading style is simple. That I would not take buys, even if I say higher low, unless the lower high is broken. If the lower high is not broken, even if because there's a higher low here, clear higher low for me to take buys with, I would not take a buy because this higher low, this lower high rather, is not broken. So me, my own is just clear, simple. I've said my plan for today. I'll wait for price to break out of this range. I need price to break out of the range. So that's what I want to see. I need price to come out from this area, this range. When price come out of the range, I want to see a clear breakout of the range, retest to continue going up. That's what I want to see. But if price continues to go down, then I want to see that price breaks out of this range again and a retest to continue going down. Can someone take sales here? If you want to take sales, I'll say it's not the best idea, but just not every day is a trading day. Then if you're using the higher time frame, if you're using the 4 hours for trading, I think I was clear with my idea on the 4 hours. The 4 hours is an uptrend. As you can see here, it's just clearly going up. I say this month has been a good month. Very like all the setups are just working as fine as we would like it, but it's not always like that in reality. Some months are good, some months are not good. So it's just going up, sure. Clearly, it's just going up. So if you want to follow the 4 hours time frame for card JPY, the best thing you want to do is use a buy limit around here. So you want to put a buy limit so that if price comes back to this area, it will pick your trade. And you want to account for this weeks. So these weeks are part of the higher low. So you don't want to be putting your stop loss too tight. You want to accommodate those weeks and account for them. You also want to accommodate your broker, your prop firm's spread as well. If price does not come back to this place, that is, if price does not come back and tap here to continue going up, then the second option is to allow price break the higher high because price is making a higher high around here. Funny enough, it's making a higher high around here. So what you want to see is price break above this area, retest to show that it's not a fake out. It doesn't break and just break back in. The strength of the buyers are really dominant so that you can continue going up. The third option for the higher time frame is just wait for price to make a real informed decision, like a real new higher low, so that you can work with. If price makes a higher low around here, then it's good enough to continue going up. But that one you have to wait for price to actually finish forming the 4H candle. So it needs to form a clear 4H candle to show that the higher low is clearly formed. And I think I explained other things for Euro USD, gold, and GU. So if you want me to look at those ones, just let me know again. I'll gladly look at them. So for Euro USD, the key level to work with, this is a sell market. So it's a bearish market. So you can see that over the past few weeks, price has been tilting towards the downside. And this is the current key level to work with, 1.05676. So what you want to do is just you don't want to just be taking counter trades unless you are good with counter trades. You want to allow price come back to this place. Maybe you use a sell limit to continue taking it, or my best bet I would say is you want to see a weak rejection to show that price does not just break this place completely. You want to see 4 hours weak rejection so that you can continue going down. That's what you want to see. The only reason why you should be taking buys is only when the higher low, I mean the lower high in a downtrend has clearly been broken. That's when you look for buys. But if you're taking like a lower time frame trade, like if you're going with the 15 minutes, definitely there are trends on the lower time frame and you can look for buys in the lower time frame. So you want to know which one works for you best. You need to check your trade results. You need to review your result and see, okay, this one works for me better. This one doesn't work for me better. You want to know what works for you and keep doing what works for you. What works for me might not work for you at the end. Okay, so is there any pair you want me to look out for? I think I've covered most of the pairs. For gold, I was saying you just stay out of gold for the moment. You don't want to be trading in a push phase. That's for gold. Price has pushed. So usually the market work in phases: a push, exhaust, that is pull back a little, push to continue the original direction. Exhaust, push to continue the original. So that's how the market works. So when the market push, you don't want to be looking for sales or don't want to be forcing it because you you miss this kind of money. That's what will be in your mind. You don't want to miss this kind of money. Your mind shouldn't be I I miss this. Your mind should be okay, what is it now? What can I take out of the market now? And if the market is going down and it has pushed too much, you just want to wait for it to make a new lower high to continue going down, or you want it to pull back so that you can look for downtrends, or you want it to make a to break this area here because it's more of like a consolidation, break, retest to continue going down. So this is from the higher time frame perspective. For the 15 minutes time frame, I'll just say the market is ranging in the 15 minutes, so you should just stay out of the market just for your own good. But if you want to take support and resistance, which works well with ranges, then you can put your sell limits at those areas of resistance. But I don't like support and resistance, just to be honest with you. I just follow general principles like Pep Guardiola. You use Pep style. Oh God, let me not bring football into this stuff here. How many people here like football safe? Usually when I'm trading, I play music because trading is boring, highly boring. So you want to be reading books, or you want to use the time to not do something that is extremely serious. You can't be watching football or watching movie and be trading. That one is just a no, because it will take your mental focus away from the trading. You don't want to be washing, you don't want to be cooking, you don't want to be um, driving, you don't want to be, I don't know, anything that has mental distraction. Just don't do it during your trading time. The only thing you can do is, if you're using a higher time frame, then you can um, analyze the market before you go to work early in the morning and come back later in the evening and check your trade, or be checking it once in a while. But you don't want to be monitoring your trade. That's not the way trading works. If you keep monitoring your trade, then I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you. Okay, so this market is mm, one, two, three. Anyway, I just don't know. I don't feel comfortable taking sales, because sales is my original sentiment for the 15 minutes. But for the higher time frame, that is for the 4 hours, buy is my sentiment. So since I'm trading the 15 minutes right now, I don't want to trade within the range. I hate range. I just dislike range with my whole chest, my full chest. Maybe in time, I'll do more back tests and see how I can take range. But for now, I won't take this range. This is this is like 8 pips. 8 pips. Take partials around this place, because this is also a key level here. 110.589. But me, I hate taking partials because you just lose most of the money. But it's still a good technique of trading. At least I'll go for 1 to 2 in this kind of trade setup. But I won't be taking range here at all. At all. But it's a good setup. Okay, so let me see what we have for tomorrow. So tomorrow you have Tokyo CPI. That is yen. Well, I won't be trading by that time. Way too early for me to be awake. By 8:40, you have did I say euro? This is yen, not euro. Okay, so by 8:40, this is euro. Langard, the president of the Euro Committee, will be speaking. Then by 10 p.m., you have called CPI for Euro. Um, this news, for Langard, I can't say. I'll just need to check with this statement some minutes after. But for this 10 o'clock news, it doesn't really affect the market that much. So I'll say morning is good for me to trade. In the afternoon is okay. I like trading cause CPE. Cause PCE. It has this kind of momentum that comes with it, and just gives a clear direction. So if it's before the news, this news by from 12 or from 11:30, just starts giving it clear direction. Sometimes it can be after the news by 2 p.m. It's just start giving a clear direction. So I think I'm good with this one for tomorrow. Let's see, for today. Okay. So I think I'll be stopping this live in the next 5 minutes. So my trading plan is simple. Anything from 1:15, I won't be in the market. Then I'll come back after this news. That is around 2. If I'm still here, I have things to do today though. But if I'm still trading today, I'll come back to. But if not, I'll be done for today. So anything 1:15, I'll be out of the market. Then for my technicals, I'll say technicals, I don't want to trade range, but It's a good trade, but it's not something that I'll be taking. I hate trading range. So my plan of action is simple. I want price to break out of the range, retest to continue going up. That's my plan. Or I want price to break out from the range from this place, retest to continue going down. So that is my plan of action. I think I'll write it down. Let me start back testing. I need to start back testing range and other types of sentiments. Okay. So in the next 3 minutes, I'll be out. So if you have any question within the time frame, just let me
Sorry,
know.
Mr. Obina, I sent you a message before.
Okay,
I
sorry,
I was
sorry, I
asking
can't.
you.
Sorry, I didn't see the message. Okay, so you say if someone has to go long on gold, is it not the right time to buy now? Okay, so let me see gold. Okay, before we see gold, look at this thing wants to go up. Let's see how it closes first, yeah. Let's see how it closes. As long as it doesn't break this place, nigga ain't doing nothing. So let me see gold. Okay, so is this not the right time to buy? Wow. All these support and resistance people. Okay, so if that one works for you, do what works for you. But I just understand that the market, if something is going down, if this is a downtrend, then if you are buying, it means you are going against the trend. It's called counter trend. So you need to ask yourself, what is your win rate with taking counter trades? If your win rate with taking counter trades is not that good, then just leave the counter trades, go with the trend. Until when you see your win rates, you are getting better at taking counter trades, then you can start looking for counter trades. But for me, if you want to look for buys, it needs to break out of this range. So there's a range here. That is if you want to look for, so this price point, this is 1879.31. So you need to see price break out of this range and retest so that you can look for buys. I won't be looking for buys honestly because this is a strong push towards the downside. Yes, it can go up, but you are using the ideology of support and resistance, and that's a retail mindset. Anyway, if you want to continue with the sales, you need to wait for a new lower high to form. And what I mean by a new lower high is it needs to make a clear reason for you to see that it will continue going down. This is lower high. So for now, I'll say for gold, I'm not seeing anything useful for gold. So you want to see it break here to look for buys, or you want to see it break here to look for sells. Okay. I'll say this market has retested. So this is another retest. This is a retest here. So this is a retest, a clear retest for buys. Well, today is not the day I'll be taking buys. My plan is sell. It's only on the higher time frame that I'll even be thinking of buying, bro. On the lower time frame, and looking for sells, niggas. So let me see how many pips is this. This is for buy. This 8 pips for buy. 8 pip. Okay, I need to change this thing. 140. Still the same thing. Today I'm not looking for buys, but it's a good one for buys. And why I said it's a good one for buys because price is just showing you that it's tilting towards the upside. That's what it's showing you gradually. So initially it's a downtrend. It made a what do you call a lower high. Then instead making a reason to continue going up. They made a higher low, and this is another higher low. So that's another higher low to go with. Okay, so this is a good way to look for buys. Anyway, today I'm not taking buys, so even if it goes up, it is what it is. It is what it is. Like, this is 1 to 1, then 1 to 2, at least 1 to 2, at least 1 to 2. Okay, so this is enough reason for buys. Yep, this is enough reason for buys. So if you're looking for buys, you can take buys TP around this place. All right. That being said, I think we're done here for today. It is what it is. Use proper risk management, though. You can see what I did here. My risk to reward is clearly identified. I'll see you next week, Tuesday. So I'll try and do this Tuesdays and Thursdays as much as possible. Tuesdays and Thursdays. All right. Take care.